Final Fantasy VII is a 1997 role-playing adventure game made for the PlayStation. The series alone is very popular, but this game specifically is universally praised as one of the best games of the series. So big that it recently got a remake which was released in 2020. Although the rating is specifically for teens, many children remember playing this game or watching an older sibling play through the story. Even with the rating, there's still topics that aren't specifically warned about. Examples being terrorism, the witchcraft and magic supposed to use while fighting, stereotyping, and the overtly sexualized characters. In the game, you play as an ex-militarian who used to be a part of an established organization in the story. After leaving said job, he joins a group of terrorists who despise the organization and goes on jobs with them in order to remove their power. The terrorist group is called Avalanche, made up of individuals who want to overthrow the organization. They go on various jobs that involve violence and dismantling their systems of operation. We shouldn't be promoting a terrorist group or its people as the heroes. In real life, terrorist organizations have caused problems and spread fear globally and shouldn't be promoted as a solution. The Final Fantasy games revolve around fantasy themes and characteristics, which includes magic. This game specifically uses materia, which is used to enhance the player's ability in combat. This item is especially used for casting spells and summoning of entities. Casting spells and summoning strange creatures is a part of witchcraft and goes against the Christian religion. Promoting witchcraft to the youth can lead them into performing satanic rituals that can have a negative after effect. Fighting is a big factor in the game, as the characters travel and encounter obstacles as they continue through the story. Each character in the group has their own way of fighting. All sorts of weapons are involved in this game, like swords, guns, and magic. The game promotes violence as a solution to problems, and gives the player, specifically teens and children, ideas of using it to solve their own. In the fantasy genre, this allows a lot more freedom on what your characters can look like and what they wear. In fighting fantasy games, the characters will usually wear some sort of armor to protect themselves when they're put in fighting situations. There's one character in particular that lacks armor. Tifa is a martial artist who fights hand-to-hand combat. The only type of protection she has is gloves and elbow pads. Her clothes is questionable, with her wearing a miniskirt with suspenders and a white tank crop top that resembles a bra from different angles. Her character design is also risque, with the miniskirt showing off her long legs and her top giving us a view of how top-heavy she is. The game is promoting inappropriate imagery of women that isn't suitable for teens and children. It's not unknown for the fantasy genre to have racism of any type in its story, and thankfully this game doesn't. However, the stereotyping of a particular character is questionable. The leader of the terrorist group is an African American, and the game likes it to be known that he is through dialogue, with him speaking in broken English, a very common stereotype that has been placed on the black community. We shouldn't be supporting stereotyping of any kind when characters are involved. This gives growing children and teens negative ideas of how people are in real life. In conclusion, this game promotes elements that are negative in the eyes of society. The biggest audience for this game was children and teens who have yet to develop their own way of thinking. These elements poison their mind into believing that everything in this game is correct and okay when it is in fact not.